Good day, everybody. My name is Dana Massa with the Send Your Soul and the Mindful Mama. Today, I'm going to be talking about the dark side of resilience. So, I made a post a couple days ago after listening to the Dax Shepard podcast with Matthew McConaughey, and something that stood out and just resonated so deeply. It's that feeling when someone says something, you know it's part of your truth. It almost feels like an aha moment. So what he was talking about was going through many traumatic, stressful, kind of like unique, stressful situations, not your typical stressors, like more traumatic situations. For example, like witnessing severe parental abuse. Another situation, like his father was kind of like a con man sometimes, and he would get brought into those situations, and it didn't really knock him off his center. It's like he knew how to handle it, he knew how to focus and like move forward, and also in a sense almost not carry this resentment or lack of forgiveness for their limitations, for his parents' limitations. He has this abundant love for them, and he can tell all these stories at the same time. So he doesn't feel in a sense of so much like protecting them and not telling these stories of his life. He can tell these stories and yet have this unconditional love and truly say, I felt love in my childhood. This stuff happened and I felt love. So the point that I'm getting to is, though, he talks about, I don't know how he said it, terminology, but about over resilience. So resilience has this dark side of when you're so resilient, it's almost like you go through life, traumatic situations, big stressor situations, and you're just so focused. And it is a strength that you keep pulling forward, you keep moving forward, you keep creating, you can succeed, you can do all the things, but it's almost like you're going over these traumatic situations and not really self-reflecting or evaluating, asking the question of, can I make my path softer? Can I make my path less traumatic? Was there something else I could have done to soften these blows, to soften the trauma, to maybe even avoid these stressors, to avoid these bumps in the road? So when you're just, boom, on to the next, you're not really evaluating the situation to have a smoother path. I remember when I was much younger, my father would say things like, Dana needs to experience life. So you can't really teach her about life. She has to go out and experience it. So we also talked about, like, I was in such warrior mode. I was in such fight mode that I was almost attracting things to overcome. And then as you kind of like mature and get out of that, you're like, oh, I can just be like this silent warrior. I can be this centered, grounded warrior and not have these external conflicts to always battle, to have kind of like something to do, something to almost like it's fulfilling, like getting over this and being resilient from this and surviving this maybe gives me like a positive feeling. So thinking about, it is so great to be resilient. It is such a beautiful gift. But when you step into the dark side of it is when you're not kind of looking in the past and evaluating, could I have done things better? Could I have reacted better? You know, do I need to pick like a better inner circle? Do I need to have a conversation with someone that was like part of this trauma with me? Do I need to set better boundaries? Do I need to kind of step out of this cycle or pattern of chaos and trauma? Do I need to step into like a healthier, more grounded, centered place of being? Am I attracting this? Am I continuously attracting things to overcome? And if that's what you want and that feels good to you, go for it. But if you're feeling kind of exhausted from it and you want to experience something else, that's when you know it's not working for you. So just kind of think about, like, how resilient am I? And am I maybe like bypassing my reflection period? Am I not even looking back to reflect for a moment if I can be doing life better? I mean, every year, every moment of our lives, we should be doing life better. Life should be feeling a little bit more graceful, a little bit more harmonious. And if it's not, you really got to look inward, not so much looking outward, because whatever's happening outside of you is happening inside. So it's really about, okay, if I don't like how life is going, you got to go inside. You got to go inside and figure it out. You can't really control your external world to make it fit in this harmonious, graceful setting, because whatever's going on inside is going to pop back out again. So it's interesting. You'll see people trying to control their external world to feel good inside. And that never fully clicks, because whatever's going on outside is going to pop back up outside. So something to think about. It definitely got me thinking. I feel like I'm thinking about it. I'm not dropping super down yet to process everything, what it means for me to be resilient and almost like bypassing things, or maybe even like processing some things, but I'm just kind of staying on the surface of the things, like maybe I'm not going deep enough. So just take some time and think about, what does this message mean for you? Namaste.